Next, inhale. Lift up onto your tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look where you're going. Step upward, jump to the top between your hands and relax your head down. Halfway lift, inhale, find your long flat spine. And then exhale, relax your body down. Through a flat spine, come all the way to standing. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. So we're going to move through a Vinyasa series A. Your big toes are touching, your heels are just apart. Now, when we do our forward folds, you can soften the knees slightly, make any adjustments so that the poses feel comfortable for you. Inhale your arms forwards and up. Exhale, forward fold. Drape your chest down your legs. Halfway lift. Reach through the crown of the head to initiate the movement. And then to exhale, relax your belly over the front of your thighs. Twice more like that. Inhale down to come up. And then exhale, relax your head down. Last time here, take your inhale. And as you exhale, plant the hands, step into your high plank. Take a full breath in. We're going to drop the knees, come to your 90 degree with the arms. Upward facing dog, so from your 90 degrees, just push straight into straight arms, lift your kneecaps off the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog, send the hips back. Now you can roll over the toes there, or you can step one foot and then the other. Full breath in here. Stay for your exhale. Right leg lifts the floor, inhale. Keep that parallel. Knee to nose, step that foot right in between your hands. Pivot your left foot into a warrior one pose. Now I automatically move my right foot wider on the mat towards my right hand and then lift my body up. Warrior one is a tricky pose to do totally parallel like a tightrope. The wider the position, the more room you have in the hips, the less likely you are to twinge your knees. Pull your right thigh back into its socket. Roll your left hip forwards. If you had headlights on your hip bones, they're pointing forwards. Your back foot is completely grounded on the floor. Your left insole is lifted. The blade of the foot is pushing down. Lift your arms above your head. Take a full breath in. Now just soften your right knee forwards. Last breath in here. Bring your hands back down. Move through a high plank. Bend the knees. Take a breath in here. Chaturanga just to 90. Upward facing dog. Push through straight arms. Roll your shoulders back. Downward facing dog. Send the hips towards the back of the room. Inhale, left leg moves behind you. Knee to nose, then land the foot. Wiggle it out to the side just a little. Plant your back foot before you lift the body. So you always have your feet arranged before the rest of your body moves. Without the foundations of the pose, the rest will be wobbly and insecure. Pull your left thigh back, roll your right hip forward. Find the headlights facing forwards. Drop your tailbone, soften into that front knee. Take a full breath in. I'm going to stay as we exhale, drop the shoulders down the back. Big breath in. Plant the hands, send yourself into the high plank. Big breath in. Drop the knees, just come to 90 with the elbows, keep your shoulders high. Push into your arms, upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Take 3 rounds of breath here. Option to wiggle through the legs to pedal. Or find a softness in your stillness and just keep that head very relaxed between your arms. Inhale, lift up onto your tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees. Jump, step towards the front. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Through a flat spine, come all the way up. Hands to your heart center as you exhale. Now we're going to do that twice more in flow, and flow is 1 breath per movement. Obviously, the slower you breathe, the more space you have for the movement to happen. So try and calm the breath, breathe in and out through the nose only, where you have the most control. So start by grounding your feet, toes together, heels just apart. Take your exhale, full breath in, reach your arms forwards and up. Take the empty and forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Step back into your high plank, drop your knees, exhale. Inhale, lift your chest. Just to 90 degrees as you exhale. Stay there. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg behind you, 3-legged dog, inhale. Knee to nose, drop the foot in between your hands. Plant it into your warrior 1. Inhale, your shoulders lift. Straight back down as you exhale into your high plank. Drop your knees. Inhale the chest forwards, rearrange your pelvis. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. 1 breath. Left leg lifts behind you. Knee to nose, drop the foot into your warrior 1 as you exhale. Inhale and lift the body. Exhale, straight back down into your high plank, drop your knees. Inhale. Exhale and lower. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 rounds of breath. You can empty through the mouth if you feel like you need a slightly bigger release. Tailbone lifts up and heels reach down. Last 4 rounds of breath. Next inhale, lift up onto your tippy toes. Spring load the legs. On the empty, step hop or jump forwards and relax the head. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and forward fold. Through a flat spine, come all the way up. Hands to your heart center. And 1 breath per movement. Next, inhale, reaching up the arms. Exhale and forward fold. Halfway lift. 1 motion all the way down to your chaturanga. Exhale, you just hit 90. Your inhale's an upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts behind you, 3-legged dog. Knee to nose, land the feet as you exhale. Ground your back foot especially. Inhale and lift the body. 1 motion all the way to your chaturanga. Exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Last time, inhale, left-legged dog. Knee to nose, ground the feet for warrior 1. Inhale and lift. All the way to chaturanga as you exhale. Keep the chest high as you lower through the elbows. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 rounds of breath. Take a breather, try and slow down the heart rate. Relax your shoulders down your back. Find space around your neck and ears. Next, inhale, lift up onto your tippy toes. Exhale, bend the knees. On the empty, step hop or jump to the top and relax the head. Inhale's a halfway lift. Exhale's a forward fold. Flat spine, come all the way up, breath in. Hands to your heart center, you exhale. Now from here, we're going to sit back. The weight is now in the heels. I like to squeeze my knees together so that you can find that strength in the inner thighs. Drop the tailbone down to eliminate that curve in the spine. Now, if you were to look at your feet, you should be able to see your toes. So your knees are traveling back rather than forward, so you can't see them. That's a good way to see where the weight is. Lift the chest as you inhale. Forward fold and relax, straighten the legs. Take your halfway lift. Moving into your chaturanga as you exhale. Remember, you can stay in your high plank if you're getting a bit tired. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Right leg lifts behind you. Knee to nose, we're going to land into our warrior one pose. Inhale, lift the body. First warrior two, now we're going to open the hips to the side of the room now. The feet stay the same, but you can make the position wider. Now here, the front knee is very important. It will have a tendency to roll towards the big toe. Pull it back to the pinky toe so you've got that external rotation of the front knee. Your left knee is slightly inward rolling and you're grounded through the base of that left foot. Now to really sink into this position, feel like your left sit bone is moving towards your right heel. So rather than having a tilt this way, you're trying to flatten that and almost go this way and sink down. That's where you can get some extra width. Gaze down the center, middle finger on your front arm. Flip the palm. Reverse warrior, paint the ceiling as you breathe in. Then cartwheel the hands to the front of the mat. Land in your lunge. Now just like before, push into your hands, find that dome. Without scraping the mat, move your leg back. Drop the knees. Optional vinyasa, or you can go straight back into your downward facing dog. And a vinyasa is a combination of the chaturanga upward facing dog to get you back. It's just a rinse through the body. Full breath in here. Stay for your exhale. Left leg lifts behind you. Knee to nose. Land your feet in warrior one. Inhale, lift your body up. Open into your warrior two. So I widen the stance because we have more room in a side position. Fix your front knee, pull it out towards the left side of the room. Ground your back foot. Drop your right side of the pelvis down and soften your left knee forwards. Gaze down the front middle finger. Flip the palm. Reach high like a dome. Inhale, reverse. Bring both hands to the top of the mat. Push through the back. Find space to move your foot. Optional vinyasa. Meeting everyone in your downward facing dog. 3 rounds of breath here. There's always the option, if the arms are very exhausted, to drop down into a child's pose instead of your downward facing dog. As you can see, it's still a very long position with the spine. You're just taking the weight out of the body. Take one more 4 rounds of breath wherever you are. Meeting each other at the top of the mat. Inhale to lift. Exhale, spring load the legs. Step up or jump to the top. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, empty out. Bend your knees into chair pose. Sink the hips and heels down. Lift your chest. And next inhale, come all the way to standing. Hands to your heart center. And we're going to try that in flow. So 1 breath per movement. Inhale, bend the knees, chair pose. Exhale and forward fold. Tip your body forward to lift your hips. Take your halfway lift. Moving through a chaturanga, exhale. Stay in your high plank if you like. Next, breath in. Upward facing dog. Lift your knees, roll your shoulders back. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Right leg lifts, inhale. Knee to nose, take the weight forward and then land the foot in your warrior one. Breath in, lift chest. Exhale, warrior two. So you just rotate the body. Flip the front palm. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, all the way through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Next breath in, left leg lifts behind you, three-legged dog. Land in your warrior one with the feet. Inhale, lift the body. Warrior two, turn yourself out sideways. Flip the front palm, reverse inhale. Exhale through to your chaturanga. Next, inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Or your child pose. Take 3 rounds of breath here. Relax the head, relax the facial expression. Roll your inner thighs back and up. Inhale, rise into your tippy toes. Exhale, bend the knees. On the empty, step, hop or jump and relax the head. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. Come all the way to standing and empty out. Now close the eyes. Inhale through the nose. Big sigh out the mouth. Inhale. And release. Last time here. Beautiful. Bring your hands to your hips. Take your feet to the width of the mat. Line up the blade edge of your foot with the sides of the mat. Inhale, roll your shoulders back and lift your chest. And then exhale, forward fold over slightly wider legs. Clasp your hands behind your back. Reach the fist up towards the ceiling and then up and over your head. Keep tipping your weight forwards into your toes so that your hips travel over your heels and it's not hanging behind. Relax your head. You take 2 rounds of breath here. If you need to bend the knees slightly, then go for it. Keep rolling the inner thighs back and up towards the ceiling. Gently release the bind, bring your hands back onto your hips. Take a halfway lift, go down to come up through the spine. And then come all the way to standing. Hands into your heart center, heel toe, feet back to center. Now I'm going to move through a small series of balances in tree pose. So I'll face you to start off with. We're going to bring our right foot up towards our inner thigh. And you want to be above the thigh or on the calf, just not on the knee. From here, push your hips ever so slightly forward so you're dropping the tailbone down. Roll the right knee out. Now, option to have your hands on your heart center. If you have the availability on your back, then you can bring your hands into a namaskar behind you in a prayer position. That's quite nice to keep the chest lifted forward and through. Otherwise, you can extend into a full tree position where you can reach your branches high. Now from here, you want to find a point of focus, a drishti, and that can be a focal point with the eyes to start off with, and that will be followed by a focus point of the mind. So find something in your room that's in front of you, perhaps slightly down on a diagonal or directly at eye level, and focus on it, a singular point. I like to imagine that my feet are heavy, the legs are moving down, they're like stone encased in a mountain. And then from the waist upwards, everything is light like helium, so it wants to move up. You've got this split, the downward pushing of the legs and the upward lifting of the spine. The head is the lightest part of them all, a helium balloon, and the spine is the string. It moves up and then it just dangles underneath. From here, we're going to try and lift into a stalk pose. So detach the foot but keep the knee high and bring that right knee forwards. You can flex the toes if you like. Squeeze your knee towards your chest and your chest towards your knee. Inhale the arms up. Now as you exhale, we're going to send that leg into your crescent lunge. So Take the body forwards as the leg goes back so you can land quietly. I'm going to rearrange myself on the mat. Beautiful. So a crescent lunge, different from all the others. Your back heel is elevated. Your front foot, similar to a warrior one, is slightly wider than you would expect. So you're on train tracks, not a tightrope. Inhale the arms up high. Soften the knee forwards. Now here, we're still rotating the hips to parallel. So left thigh comes back, right hip moves forwards. Tailbone drops down. Now if you've got a strong arch in the back, bend your back knee so you can find that drop of the tailbone. From that point, keep the pelvis as it is and you can start to reach the right heel back behind you, any amount. Inhale and lift the chest. Exhale forward into your arrowhead so the chest goes forward, the arms go back. Take a full breath in here. Stay with your exhale, soften into your front knee, keep your belly lifted off the thigh. Inhale back to your crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. So you're going to spin the back foot, find your warrior two. Flip the front palm, reverse warrior, inhale. Exhale, hands come to the top of the mat. Optional vinyasa, moving through a chaturanga as you empty out. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, the rise of the feet. Exhale, bend the knees. On the empty, you're going to step up or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Come through a long flat spine standing. Hands to your heart center. Taking tree pose on the other side. So you can use your hands to get your foot into a comfortable position. Sometimes the friction of your leggings can be helpful or it can be a hindrance. Sometimes bare skin is nice, or if you're very sweaty again. You want to really use the strength of your own body rather than rely on the fabrics that you're wearing. Push your hips ever so slightly forwards. Roll that left thigh out. Find length in the back of the body from the heel up into the back of the neck. Front ribs tucked in. From the waist down, it's heavy and pushing into the floor. From the waist up, it's light and buoyant. Fresh air above the clouds. Any hand position that you like. Find that drishti, the point of focus. Take 2 full rounds of breath here. If you'd like to really test your balance, then shut down the eyes and you'll automatically feel the body try and rectify where it thinks center is. Releasing the foot. Keep the left knee high. Bring it all the way forwards into your stork pose. Take a full round of breath here to try and squeeze the knee close to your chest. Slowly release into your crescent lunge. Take the body forwards as you send the left leg back. Land high on the ball of the foot. Beautiful. Ground your feet first. Find that stability before you accessorize with the arms. Set up the pelvis. Do you need to bend that back knee to find the neutral spine? And then reach your heel back. Soften into your right foot. Take a full breath in. Exhale into arrowhead. Take your chest forward on a 45-degree angle. Stay here. More weight between the feet. Inhale, lift the body up. Warrior two, spread yourself out. Flip the front palm. Inhale and reverse. Through a vinyasa or meeting everyone in a downward facing dog. Optional chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 rounds of breath here or in your child's pose. Find a slower, deeper breath to manage the heart rate. One that we can maintain through the rest of the class. Inhale, lift up onto your tippy toes. Exhale, bend the knees. And we're going to come through a cross-legged position. You can hop into the center of your mat, extend your legs out in front of you. Beautiful. I like to move the meat a little bit from underneath my hips so I'm right on top of my sits bones. Flex your toes towards your face. Now, I feel comfortable with my legs in a parallel position, but you can bring your legs together for a more traditional pose. Inhale, lift your arms up long. And as you exhale, forward fold over your legs. Lift your kneecaps up your thighs, the fronts of your legs are engaged. And imagine that you're standing on another floor with your feet. So the feet are flexed, they don't have to be over flexed, but they're engaged. With your hands, it's a relaxed position. You're never going to be using your arms to pull you in closer. So wherever they rest, that can be on the legs, on the floor. If you have very long arms like me, you can wrap around the feet. From here, you're going to inhale the chest forwards towards your toes, like a halfway lift. And as you exhale, elongate your belly over your thighs and then relax your head down. Twice more like that. Inhale, reach from the crown of the head, go down to come up. And then exhale, extend the lower back and belly and relax the body down. Last time here, keep the kneecaps lifted up the thighs. Exhale and relax. Now we're going to spend 3 rounds of breath here in your deepest version of the pose. Find weight in the head as you exhale. Through a curved spine, come all the way up. Beautiful. Bring your left knee in. And from here we're going to take the left hand behind your back a little ways from your pelvis. Reach your right arm up and try and twist onto the outer knee. Full breath in here. Release back towards the front. Now come all the way over to the right hand side this time. And drop your head forwards for a counter twist. Inhale through center. Switching up the legs. Beautiful. Place your right hand down behind you. Inhale your left arm up. Take it onto the outer foot. Twisting around the corner. Full breath in. Slowly come back to center. Twist all the way around to the other side. Drop the head forwards for a counter twist.